So what you manufacture is something that we hope to never see in action. To start with, I want you to explain the products and services that you do. From what I understand, you supply to sector.
Anlon Technologies makes and maintains airport firefighting trucks, runway cleaning systems, and rescue equipment for cities and refineries. With a market cap of just under 300 crore, they work with Rosenbauer at major Indian airports and now build on Indian chassis under Make in India. Today, we discuss their shift to local manufacturing, airport standards and tenders, growth in India's fire safety market, and managing working capital.
So in mobile firefighting, we represent a world-renowned manufacturer called Rosenbauer. This is one of the most complex automotive machine anywhere in the world. So you go to Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata, Chennai, Calicut, Trivandrum, Cochin. In case of an announced accident, this equipment will be near to the crash site there in 2 minutes. I had an early bird advantage knowing this technology. These airport customers also started asking, and in 2005, the 9/11 incident report came out.
We crashed! The other trade center's down. It's down.
If you remember, all the 5 aircrafts took off from a civilian airport.
Yeah.
They tightened the specifications of fire trucks.
Before you switched to make your own company, how much were you earning in salary? What I'm trying to understand is, then you took a risk of starting a business, and how much capital did you put into that business? So what you manufacture is something that we hope to never see in action. Okay.
Right.
But despite that, and if something does go wrong, if an aircraft catches fire, this is an equipment that you manufacture that we can never see it going wrong. It works with precision. You have high accountability, a lot of responsibility to the airports that you work with.
Right.
To start with, I want you to explain the products and services that you do by categorizing it into the industries that you supply to. From what I understand, you supply to aviation sector, which is the huge source of revenues for you.
Right.
Second, petrochemicals you've got. And third is the civil defense.
Right. Yeah. So our product portfolio and our services portfolio is broadly classified into the 3 areas that you just mentioned. In civil aviation,
Okay.
we are slowly getting into defense, but predominantly we are in civil aviation infrastructure area.
Okay.
In the civil aviation infrastructure area, we are in mobile firefighting and apron and runway maintenance equipment. Okay. And like you said, we sell equipment praying, some of the equipment praying that they will never use it. In mobile firefighting especially. So in mobile firefighting, we represent a world-renowned manufacturer called Rosenbauer. From Rosenbauer, we supply airfield crashfare tenders to most of the airports in India. Today, if you fly into any of the airports in India, you are more likely to find a Rosenbauer airfield crashfare tender.
Okay.
Yeah, whichever airport you fly into. These equipment are designed in such a way that in case of an announced accident,
Okay.
this equipment will be near to the crash site, or let's say an engine on smoke or a brake, hot brake or whatever it is. If the pilot says, I need cover up,
Okay.
then this equipment will be there in 2 minutes. This includes wearing your PPE, getting into the vehicle. For example, this one right behind us has got an automatic closing door. So, and it has got an engine start button right outside the operator's cabin. So you run into the truck, you switch on the engine, then you jump into it, and then you move. And when you click 15 kilometers per hour, the doors will automatically close.
Wow.
Yeah. And it will accelerate from 0 to 80. This truck has clocked in an Austrian airport 0 to 80 in 22 seconds.
Okay.
Carrying about 45 tons payload. Yeah, this carries about 16,500 liters of extinguishing agent and accelerates from 0 to 80 in 22 seconds. This will pump water. The calculation is like this. If an A380 is in an awkward position,
Yeah.
the fire is on tail, you can only reach the nose. You should be able to pump water all the way to the tail.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is the way it is designed. This monitor, we call it the roof turret, will pump to 110 meters of reach
Okay.
with 10,000 liters per minute.
Okay.
Okay. So this is Crashware tender. This
Okay.
is really the flagship product of Rosenbauer,
Okay.
and I would say this is one of the most complex automotive machine anywhere in the world. And right, the one that is behind us is the largest airport fire engine. It has got 4 axles, all 8 wheels are driven.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, but most of the airports have 6x6. Yeah. So you go to Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata, Chennai, Calicut, Trivandrum, Cochin. You go to whichever airport today, if you
It's all this truck.
like, they have a Rosenbauer
In fact,
Crashware tender.
all around the world, I think they have market share of 90% in terms of airport firefighting vehicles.
Yes, airport. I do not know, especially in the division of airport, but for sure in India,
Yeah.
they have a close to 80-90% market share.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one area where we work.
Understood.
There are variants.
Yeah.
There are, for example, there are trucks that are equipped to extend 20 meters, which can pierce the belly or a fuselage of a cargo aircraft
Okay.
and pump extinguishing agent inside that. Yeah. So there are several variants that depends upon the particular airport's fire services requirements.
Understood.
So this is one area. In mobile firefighting, we supply special industrial fire engines to refineries.
Okay.
So we have supplied to Reliance, we have supplied to Kane Energy, now it's Vedanta Kane. We have supplied to BPCL. Particularly the hydrocarbon fire is a very high calorific fuel, and so the response time there also is very less. There are trucks that we have configured to operate alongside the hydrant network in a refinery.
Got it.
Yeah. So we support refineries for very special fire engines.
Okay.
In the civil fire and rescue services, we normally supply high-rise building rescue machine.
Okay.
So we have machines that will go up to 90 meters. That is a 30-storied building. In another category, we have machines up to 64 meters.
Okay.
Which is very common. You will find very common our machines. Mumbai has got 3 machines. Meera Bhayandar, Vasai Virar, most of those municipal corporations in that region has a Rosenbauer. We call it turntable ladder. This is particularly for civilian rescue.
Understood.
Civilian rescue. So first you rescue,
Yeah.
then and evacuate people,
Okay.
and then you fight fire.
Okay.
Because-
Is this in the same equipment or there are 2 different equipments for this?
The airfield Crashware tender
Yeah.
is on a chassis manufactured by Rosenbauer themselves.
Okay.
So the chassis also is from Rosenbauer,
Yeah.
and it's a very different design. This is normally an automotive equipment a truck has got 2.50 meter standard width all over the world. This truck has got 3.05 meter width.
Width. Okay.
Yeah, so it's only used inside an airport airside premises or around the periphery of the airport.
Understood. Understood.
The other truck, since it has to run through normal civil roads in a town, in a municipal corporation, in a city, that is built always on a commercial chassis, which is homologated and licensed by each regional transport authority all over the world,
Okay.
according to a particular standard.
Got it.
So, for example, Mercedes-Benz, if you make it in Germany or make it in India, it's the same width.
Okay.
2 point.
Okay.
So those machines, industrial fire engines, high-rise building rescue machines, they are built in a commercial chassis, built on commercial chassis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is firefighting, mobile firefighting. Okay.
Yes.
In mobile firefighting, we also are now, we have a solution for electrical fires.
Okay.
So if a electrical car is on fire, and it's not instant reaction has to be, you can cover it with a blanket and cut off oxygen and contain the fire.
Yeah.
So that the battery or the battery doesn't get exploded.
Yeah.
We have a manufacturer for that.
Okay.
Several automotive companies are now asking us to give a solution like that. Rosenbauer themselves have got a battery extinguishing system, which will, suppose if the fire has spread to the battery, then you have an equipment that you slip it under the car. Okay, or any vehicle.
Yeah.
Then you pierce the battery, and the piercing tool itself is a steel hose.
Okay.
And pump water and flood the battery within that, so that it doesn't explode anymore.
Okay.
Then we have this. We have another company who will train young people, young firefighters, on digital fires. Those are create a fire in a room, like a studio.
Yeah.
And then you hold the hose and you do whatever you do normal operation.
Right.
And it will show the water.
Right.
Splashing into the fire and extinguishing. So you can train yourself.
Got it.
Without harming yourself. That can be the preliminary training for a fire service.
Okay.
We have simulators which will replicate the cabin of a airfield crash attender exactly the same way. And then the reason is you have a pistol grip joystick that will control the flow of water. So imagine you are driving at 80 kilometers per hour. You are approaching an aircraft on fire. If your hand is not steady, 1 minute 10,000 liter. 10 seconds or 30 seconds if you are not aiming properly, you will lose 5,000 liters for that time. So you train your people again and again with these simulators. So there's a fire on the screen which looks almost real. Then you drive. Normally in a simulator, we'll ask them to drive with one hand and aim the fire and extinguishing it. This is like a repeated training before you trust them with a real truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we help fire services with that.
Okay. Okay.
Now the other area is that we help airports remove rubber deposits from runway. As you know, per tire, every landing, an aircraft tire will deposit about 1.5 pounds of rubber each time it touches down.
One tire per aircraft.
One tire, 1.5 pounds per tire.
Okay. Okay.
So each tire on landing, this is an average, approximate, they're saying. But depends on weather, it may change a little bit here and there. But thumb rule, it will deposit 1.5 pounds of rubber every time it lands on a touchdown zone. And this is, you on an exaggerated way, you equate it with let's say, sandpaper. If you fill the sandpaper with some wax or something,
it'll be slippery.
Then it will become a glassy surface.
Right.
So there is nothing to improve your braking power.
Right.
So they say that 1 mm of rubber, will increase the braking distance by 35 meters. Yeah. So you need to clean this rubber. So we help airports remove rubber using pure water. And the machine will leave almost a 90 to 99% clean dry surface.
Okay.
This is required because in case while you are cleaning, if there is an emergency landing, then you cannot leave a slippery, slushy runway. So our machine will leave a 99% dry surface and evacuate in 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so this is how it is designed. It uses pure water and it uses unbelievably high pressure rating.
Okay.
It is 2500 bar pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. In firefighting world, we say 100 bar is ultra high pressure. But our runway rubber removal machine uses a 2500 bar pressure.
Okay.
Very high pressure.
Okay.
The next area is that we help airports remove foreign object debris. An example of a foreign object debris is like a metal piece that can potentially deflate your aircraft tire. A metal piece or a sharp object, something that is. So our trucks will, if it is a ferrous FOD, it will, the magnet will absorb it, attract it, pick it up. And it will also, if it is non-ferrous like aluminum or anything like that, there is a suction hood that will suck all these debris into the tank.
Ferrous means iron material.
Ferrous is iron-based material.
Yeah.
It will, the magnet will pick it up.
Right.
Because why I am saying is most of the spare parts and other things are steel based. With non-steel, the suction hood, there's a strong suction power that will take it in.
Okay.
Yeah. Then it will also control dust, which a jet engine can suck it in.
Right.
Yeah. Then this same machine will clean oil deposits, grease deposits, which a support machine can deposit around an aircraft. See, there are several machines that service an aircraft for the next flight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have a toilet cart, you have a fuel refilling machine, you have a GPU, ground power unit. You don't burn your air turbine fuel while on the ground to have electricity within the plane. So there is a ground power unit. There is an air cooling unit. It's called ground cooling unit. There's an air conditioning unit. These machines can drop oil, or there is a repair that had to be done. And this has to be cleaned periodically because aircraft is pushed back. So tons, hundreds of tons of weight, when you start pushing, it will slip.
Yeah.
Okay, which is not good, which is not safe for the system,
yeah,
especially for the nose landing gear. So this is cleaned with our machine with a detergent, lukewarm water, and then scrub and sucked back in.
All in one machine.
All in one machine.
Okay.
This is very rare combination.
Okay.
Our manufacturer from Switzerland, very famous group called Booker, they are very specialized on this, and their England plant makes these machines. Now we are adding certain value additions, including detergent cleaning, in India now in our factory while we are assembling the machine. That is our. We have already done one machine. So this is one area. Then we help airports test friction values on the runway. Now, if the pilot wants to know, the new regulation, it seems, pilot wants to know what is the friction value, you must tell him. The air traffic control must tell him. Then there is a, you have seen both sides of the runway. Statutorily, you need to have grass grown and curated.
Yeah.
At a certain height, so about 15 to 20 centimeter height, all over the lawn area.
Why is that? Why is grass grown between the airstrips?
The grass is a must because it will control dust.
Oh.
So the air current that when an aircraft passes through should not suck dust particle into the aircraft engine.
Okay.
So you grow grass and you curate it. Curate in such a way that a bird won't sit to avoid bird hits.
Okay.
But not too tall that a cat or a dog will hide inside.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so this is curated like that. Then we also help airports to remove disabled aircrafts.
Right.
It's called a DARK, Disabled Aircraft Recovery Kit. Yeah, it contains 20 to 25 equipment, slings, chains, um, like panels you can lay on the muddy, marshy surface, which can form a road for the aircraft to be pushed.
Okay.
Yeah, if you remember in 2019 May,
Yeah.
737-800 SpiceJet aircraft
Yeah.
that came in from Ahmedabad,
Yeah.
landed on a in the midst of heavy rain
Yeah.
on the main runway in Mumbai,
Okay.
and skidded off the runway and went into a marshy field 500 meters from the edge of the runway. Nobody died. Unfortunately, the co-pilot is still
Paralyzed. Yeah.
paralyzed. Other than that, no major thing. But in the rescue operation, they spoiled, I don't know how many hundreds of millions, they spoiled the aircraft completely.
Okay.
So then DGCA said, no, enough is enough. Every airport has to buy a disabled aircraft recovery kit.
Okay.
So we have a manufacturer based out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
He has an England plant
Okay.
where they make these kits. And this kit is used for removing disabled aircrafts. So that is another area that we support civil aviation.
Okay.
The same runway rubber removal equipment manufacturer has a city cleaning equipment, a municipal cleaning device. So under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan scheme, we are interacting with several municipal corporations. Jabalpur is the first one who placed an order on us for cleaning. They are really competing with Indore to be the #1 city, clean city in India. So we are helping them to clean the city with our sweeping machines. This is broadly what we do. From all the equipment that we sell, we also maintain and we give spare parts.
That's like recurring revenue after you sell this product.
Recurring revenue. They say you can sell the first machine. You will sell the second machine through your after sales support.
Right.
So this is what we have done over the years, ever since we came into existence.
It's like along with products, you're selling a subscription service as well. Because once they have your product, there's nowhere else to go. You are the one to maintain. You know the ins and out of the product.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So it's very important. You can sell the most sophisticated and most beautiful looking machine to a customer.
Yeah.
But today, engine, gearbox, every system comes with electronics and automation support. Okay, PLC support. If you do not know how to see an error code, maybe a small issue, if you don't fix it, then this is going to create a bigger problem later on.
Okay.
So it's very important that you do periodical maintenance.
Yeah.
Then you avoid huge investments and heavy, investment for change of spare parts later on.
Got it.
So this is an example. 17 years later, they have given it back to us for refurbishment.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. So usually when promoters go on and on about their business, I usually stop them and say that, see, even I want some opportunity to ask questions. But whatever you have said since the beginning has been a lot of information and something I still wouldn't find on ChatGPT these days. Like I had no idea why the grass was there in between airstrips.
Right.
That's not something, it might be there in the public domain, but it's not something that I would go on and search about.
Right. Yeah.
So you're dividing your products and services into 3 areas. Aviation is there. Second is civil defense, like high-rise buildings. When it gets fire, you supply the equipments for the rescue as well as firefighting.
Yes.
And then there's petrochemical, which is a very small division of yours, where anything that goes wrong with hydrocarbon, you have the equipments that runs on a commercial drive line that can navigate the traffic and get there at the right time and solve the fire, put out the fire rightly.
Right.
See, before going into products and talking more about the industry scope, the TAM, the total addressable market, I want to understand, how did you get into this industry in the first place? Because getting onto the airport is easy, like maybe supplying conveyor belt is much easier than getting onto a tarmac and supplying equipments to maintain those aircrafts or the tarmac, which is a very sensitive, high precision type of business.
That's right.
How did you even get into it in the first place? When I go on the public domain, it speaks very rarely of you about what you did prior to starting this company. It just talks about you being a mechanical engineer graduating from Bangalore University. I want you to tell me what happened after you graduated, where all did you work, and what made you think, okay, let's start this business?
Yeah. So as you just mentioned, I finished my mechanical engineering graduation from Bangalore University. Then I started working with an engine maintenance workshop. It was pathetic condition.
Okay. You want to name the company? No.
So
Okay.
it's SS Diesel, and we looked like one of those diesel guys,
Right.
even on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was but it was very good experience. We worked hard and all these things. It was engine refurbishment, engine remanufacturing. Then I got into a company. It was a dream job.
Yeah.
The company was called Gleason Works, New York. They were established in 1865.
Okay.
There's a great significance for Gleason in the automotive industry. William Gleason in 1865 invented bevel gear, yeah, first time, which revolutionized the automotive industry to convert the rotation of an engine into a forward motion.
Okay.
In 1865.
Yeah.
So when you walk into the company, you see an old axe-like planer that he used to make this gear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay.
So they say that 95% of the rear-wheel drive vehicles pass through a Gleason machine all over the world.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was very, very excited to work with them. I worked with them for about 8 years. Almost all automotive truck manufacturers were Gleason customers.
Okay.
They were called the kings of machines. So they came into India immediately after liberalization in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And I was among the first batch of employees who learned from the English and the US plants how to make a tool, how to prepare gear cutting tools, and then passed on to the next set of people. So I traveled all around India to sell those. I mean, they were expensive machines. They were 5 times expensive. But this gave me an insight of how a unit for a foreign manufacturer, a well-reputed manufacturer, is established in India, how the machines are installed, how you bring it up from scratch. Yeah, so that was a good exposure. Most of the engineers and managers are either from the US or from England. So I got a kind of a multinational exposure working with them. And then I shifted to a company who sells airline equipment.
Okay.
So the civil aviation infrastructure at that time was in a very primitive stage. There was only one private airport, which is Cochin at that time.
Okay.
Cochin Airport, which is a path-breaking initiative by the Kerala government. Okay. They made the first public-private partnership airport in Cochin. Okay. Which 7-8 years later, Government of India allowed other companies to do so.
Yeah.
To GMR, GVK and all
Adani
these things.
as well, yeah.
So I shifted from a mechanical engineering equipment company to an airline servicing equipment company.
Okay.
And then I was also I was a sales and service engineer in this company. It's a Mumbai-based company. And my job was also to travel to mines and fit air conditioners in mining machine.
Okay.
So I was heartily welcomed by the operators because I was the cooling man.
Yeah.
And when I leave, I give them an air conditioned cabin, clean, neat. So everybody loved me. So my job was to go into the interior mines in Nimach, in Bokaro, in all these places and fit these air conditioners. But I also found some time to sell. There was somewhere inside me, there was a salesman. So it propped up all the time.
Right.
So I seized every opportunity that I could sell something, create some kind of a relationship with the customer base. it was, I think it was inherent in me that I wanted to be among people. Oh, okay, so it helped me. And then the company shifted me to also sales. My first sale was to Air Deccan. Because
The one
they
got
bought
acquired
3
by
Airbus.
Kingfisher.
Captain Govinath bought 3 Airbuses. And with every aircraft, you need to have a supporting system, jacks, all these things. You can either buy from Airbus or Boeing, but you can also buy it from their approved ancillary units.
Okay.
So my associate was a German ancillary unit of Airbus, and it's half the cost than what you buy from Airbus. So a full set of equipment which must come with the aircraft was my first sale. Yeah,
Wow.
way back
Okay.
in 2005,
Okay.
2006 time, when that was the time the first low-cost airline in India. So from then I got many opportunities for sales and marketing.
Yeah.
When I joined this company, when my seniors saw that I'm eager to sell, so they put these big, thick tender documents to me. It was like a ragging. 1 crore, 50 lakhs, 50 crores. You have a 600, 700 page document for Government of India. Yeah, you have to read it and fill it up and all these things. And we represented, that was, my job was to sell baggage handling system.
Okay.
Okay. In early 2000, IATA and ICAO asked all the world's airport to shift to hold baggage screening system. Okay. Prior to that, we had a standalone baggage screening machine.
Okay.
It's an X-ray machine. You get a sticker saying security check. Then you walk to the check-in counter and you check it in. The clerk will only see whether you have a sticker or not. Nobody will see whether you went from the machine to the check-in counter or you went and sat in a coffee shop and inserted explosive inside the bag. Okay? Why it came into the light is that after several years of Kanishka tragedy, the investigators concluded that the 747 Air India Kanishka plane exploded over mid-Atlantic was due to an unaccompanied bag.
Right.
So that means 2 sick people. They checked it in Toronto airport, the bag, and they never showed up at the aircraft. And this exploded mid-air. So if you see, most of the regulations in aviation today are reactionary.
Yeah.
So IATA and ICAO told no more standalone screening systems. Unfortunately, even today, India has standalone screening systems.
So in Ayodhya, when I visited, they have a standalone screening system.
Yeah.
They'll ask you to put the baggage inside a screening. They'll zip tie your bag or something and put a sticker, and you have to check in your baggage.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah. So we are stretching it too far because it's not the safest system, I would say. So my mission by the company was to sell these systems, and they were, of course, all the tender, we were the highest bidder. I am representing a Holland-based company for whole baggage screening system. All my competitors are selling just a normal electric motor driven systems.
Okay.
Yeah. But 2 years, I learned how to explain this product. It's new everywhere in the world, okay? So I was like, in Kerala, we say a country where there are no noses. The one with the half nose is the king. So I learned technology, words, explanations, and all these things. And I would say I'm so grateful that in 2005, the civil aviation industry exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an area of bread and butter, which seemed to be blocking. Then suddenly it opened up hundreds of doors.
Okay.
Because GMR got a Hyderabad private-public partnership. Siemens led consortium with L&T, won the Bangalore project, again public-private partnership. All these consortiums published international tenders with whole baggage screening systems. So I really got opportunity to explain these systems to my customers about whole baggage screening system. So like I said, I had an early bird advantage knowing this technology. These airport customers also started asking, and in 2005, the 9/11 incident report came out, and if you remember, all the 5 aircrafts took off from a civilian airport.
Airport, yeah.
So they wanted to tighten the airport security. So they tightened, one of the things they did is they tightened the specifications of fire trucks.
Okay.
Yeah. So when ICAO published the new fire truck specifications, Rosenbauer was one of the 1 or 2 who could meet this standard. So if you had to license by ICAO your airport, then you needed to have an ICAO compliant fire engines.
Okay.
So most of these friends, by selling baggage handling system, we were all friends now. So they told me, oh, you have an ICAO compliant fire engines, can you please introduce us to that company? That is how I first got in touch with Rosenbauer.
Okay.
Yeah. So in fact, it was a dream run, because wherever we gave a proposal, they accepted the truck and they bought it.
Okay.
Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, all these airports, because they had to stop using the Tatra or the Ashok Leyland fire engines and convert it into ICAO compliant.
Okay.
That is how I entered into the airport infrastructure.
Okay.
In short.
Okay. So what I understand is that you were a hardcore mechanical guy, got into sales and services, understood the change in regulations, compliance, certifications. And because you knew the Germans very well, especially the Rosenbauer, they asked you to put up a shop, and that's how this company really took off.
Yes, it was the market need that I approached them.
Yeah.
And then we sold these machines. Once these machines came into the market, they were huge beasts of automotive pieces.
Yeah.
Then the customer said, no, we don't want to maintain it. You please maintain this. So airport after airport, we put up established our AMC setup.
Okay.
And that is how we started this mobile firefighting business.
So before you switched to make your own company, how much were you earning in salary, if you don't mind sharing? Okay. Like, I know it'll be very less.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to understand is, then you took a risk of starting a business, and how much capital did you put into that business?
I started my career with 1,500 rupees per month in a small workshop in Bangalore.
Okay.
Yeah. Then somebody offered me, the American company took me as a trainee for about $5,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the airline company, maybe I was working for about 35,000 rupees per month. 2 kids, the wife, a rented home.
Yeah.
Struggling to make both ends meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a good learning time. That was a good beginning. I probably traveled the length and breadth of India in second-class trains, carrying toolboxes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I saw this country. It's great people. Wherever I went, I said I was loved by people. I really saw the inside of India. And then that probably encouraged me that this country would need equipment. This country would grow into a modern community. Yeah, so that gave me a lot of confidence as well.
Okay.
So as a capital, coming back to your question, there was no capital.
Okay.
There's no capital. It was service. Yeah. So you sell and you get a commission.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the market needed the equipment. Probably I was there at the right time. By God's grace, I was there at the right time with the right equipment which the market needed. And we didn't see any competition at that time, because they didn't have the capacity to sell all over the world, which Rosenbauer had.
Yeah.
They're a real market-focused, customer-focused company. Yeah, so that is what happened. So there was no capital, please believe me.
Okay. So your business model, if I understand rightly, is the Rosenbauer equipments and the other Swiss company, Los Angeles company you mentioned, you sell it, you bid for supplying those equipments, and you sell those German equipments, Swiss equipments, American equipments here, and you keep a commission. That commission is reported as revenues. Is that right?
That's right. So if you look at those days, if you look at our revenue line, one is sales commission.
Yeah.
Second is spare parts revenue.
Yeah.
Third is services.
which is a very low asset let, and you don't have many moats except for the exclusive agreement that these foreign companies have with you.
You know, Sriram, you don't even have to establish a workshop. You know
Yeah.
why? The airport will give you their workshop.
Okay.
In fact, every airport I have a small office
Okay.
and I use their workshop.
Okay.
So it was a very nice situation, you know, because you can't take this truck out of airport. For your operation, you need the truck always inside the airport.
Okay.
So we always worked based out of customer premises.
Oh.
So we were like traveling,
Okay.
we were like a suitcase engineers.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Then I want to talk about the transition that you made from a very low asset model, commission driven business. You're going into manufacturing,
Right.
which makes your company pretty interesting and people are talking about it.
Right.
Because can you tell me what exactly are you trying to manufacture here, and why go into a business of manufacturing when you're already making money and you even got listed with the primitive business of just being an agent?
Number one, in many businesses, the European cost of labor, the European cost of raw materials
Yeah.
was not competitive commercially in the Indian market.
Got it.
So quite early on in 2016, 2017, plus we have an elaborate tender arrangement. We have an elaborate, all my associates tell me, India is the toughest market they have seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In Middle East, you know, a high ranking guy, I'm not saying they are all good professional guys, but a lot of also relationship selling go into those kind of market. But India, according to most of them, is toughest market. So many of them didn't want to go through these procedures of tendering and negotiations and technical meetings and all these things. So they wanted me to handle it, number one. So
Okay.
they said, number two, if you look at the fire market, a country like India would need about 500, 550 equipment per year.
Okay.
All through, small, big, municipal, state,
Okay.
oil companies, all these things.
Okay.
We are bidding with Rosenbauer only for 30 or 40, bidding.
And you don't get all the bits, of course.
You never get 100% what you bid.
Right.
Yeah? Rosenbauer management told me, okay, where are the other 450 equipment going? So let's do one thing. In those areas, to be more competitive, we will give you the core heart of firefighting system.
Okay.
You assemble it with you don't need to import a tank from Europe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't need a chassis, a prime carrier for running through Indian streets.
Right.
You don't need 200 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you use an Indian chassis,
Okay.
Indian SUV, and assemble it here. So we will increase our footprint
Okay.
from bidding for 30 to about close to 100, 120 equipment. That's a good achievement.
Yeah.
That is the second driving factor. Another factor that accelerated this decision is the government of India's decision, especially our Prime Minister Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So he said all tenders below 200 crores overnight,
Right.
these are cancelled.
Right.
Yeah, now let Indians make it.
Right.
So all these manufacturers,
Yeah.
in fact, I was thinking, okay, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then if I don't bid, for example, for a
Right.
project, Rosenbauer cannot bid
Okay.
because I am their
Local partner.
local partner
Right.
in India. And every tender needs a service experience.
Okay.
They can't even go to another company and bid because I have the 7 or 10 years necessary experience with them.
Okay.
So they said, please bid because we will lose the project.
Right.
So that is another accelerating factor. Another important factor is that most of the, I told you that it's a automotive chassis based business, this equipment.
Yeah.
Another thing is that most of the European manufacturers stopped supplying their chassis to India.
Okay.
Mercedes. Today, Mercedes, if you ask Mercedes for a chassis, they will say go to Bharat Benz. And
Force Motors does that now.
Force Motors is an Indian company.
Yes, yes.
Indian company.
Yes.
They do it.
Yeah.
So, but they do the same design as Mercedes Sprinter.
Okay.
But Sprinter and Tempo Traveler is a lot of difference. Okay. In Europe, you get fire truck ready chassis. So MAN stopped, Scania stopped. So there was a need to build equipment in available Indian chassis.
Understood.
So these are the main factors that we started manufacturing of this equipment in India.
So I think this is the crux of the interview. So there's a 4 reasons that you started manufacturing. 1, India is a very difficult market because first bureaucratic, the bidding process, and it's a very unfair market where L1 bidder usually gets the project after
I wouldn't call it bureaucratic because my government of India friends don't want I don't want them to hear this.
Okay.
But it's complicated. Yeah.
We'll cut that part. Okay. So second is that not all equipments had to come from the Europe because labor is high and just importing all this equipment didn't make sense when you can get a tank locally. And they wanted a bidding partner who can bid for projects below 200 crores. Now you can do it for them. Fourthly, the entire drivetrain or the chassis
was simply not available for India for fire engines or for any other equipment.
Yes.
So the runway rubber movable machines that we supplied all are on Eicher Volvo chassis.
Okay.
Yeah. So we continue to do that, and the RIVs we built on a Isuzu chassis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. In Europe, if you build it, it's Land Rover, which is a luxury segment. This thing for an Indian, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
You can't use it on a fire engine. 2 crores. Yeah. So we can do it on a Mahindra Bolero.
Okay.
Or a Tata Yodha.
Okay.
Or a Toyota Hilux.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Understood. Understood. So before I go into like revenues you're expecting and how much you have done in Q1, which is already in the public source, I want to talk about getting into airports. Do you require special approvals, certifications, history you have already mentioned, but is there anything else that's required?
If you have to do work inside an airport, then you must have an absolutely clean slate by Ministry of Home, Central Intelligence Bureau.
Okay.
We'll scan you through and through. And if you have they clear you, then you and your company and your staff can enter inside an airport predominantly. If you ask me for from a security angle.
Yeah.
So I have to be a very good citizen of the country myself. I behave myself very well everywhere. I mean, naturally I'm like that. The second thing is that license, you need to have certain, let's say, EN standards for your products.
Okay.
Yeah. Thirdly, the product itself has to match certain performance characteristics.
Okay.
Like I say, 99% dry surface.
Okay.
Like I said, acceleration from 0 to 80.
Yeah.
Though they are numbers, and this truck will tilt 30 degrees. Yeah, this is not so easy to manufacture.
Okay.
So the license per se is by the performance of what you make.
Got it. So there's no specific approvals or license or certifications. It's just that your history and what is that product that you are supplying and servicing that gets you inside the tarmac.
Yeah. You sell based on the performance requirements of your products.
Yeah.
You enter to service based on your character and antecedents.
Got it.
So aviation in that way is a very, very special field.
Okay. Okay.
You cannot even have any issue by law and order behind your past.
Understood.
In your past. Yeah.
Understood. How will you counter this point if I say that India has 70, 80 airports and they are well fed with the number of air fighting equipments that they have, and let's say even if number of airports is going to grow, okay, maybe in tier 1 cities or tier 2 cities, your total addressable market going forward will be restricted to that new number of airports and the annual maintenance charges that you're charging from the existing airports. How would you counter that?
Number one, we are in a position where civil aviation market, both with related to new airports, India is one of the world's and will continue to be the same for at least next 5 to 10 years.
Sure.
Because you have to grow the civil aviation infrastructure.
Okay.
It's more economical than developing railroad and road infrastructure than to, if you can, I have never come across this situation that Noida airport will start first with cargo operations. Yeah, an airport will
Right.
start with cargo operations.
Right.
So the complete landscape of civil aviation is changing.
Okay.
And people want to save time. And if you are developing, you heard about these global competence centers?
Yeah.
And they are going into the deep interior of the country. And you need to, if you transport men and material, then you need to have civil aviation infrastructure, number
Right.
one. Number two, like I said, you need to catch up with the international standards on civil safety requirements in terms of fire rescue and evacuation. So we want to increase that footprint. Yeah. In my 14th Finance Commission allocated 5,000 crores to 28 states. And I am sure this will continue for at least about 10 to 12 years for growing that infrastructure. Because for a foreign direct investment, you must give the assurance to the investor that your asset will be maintained safe while you operate it in our country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number two. Third area is the cleanliness drive by our Prime Minister himself, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
So just to interrupt there, I'm just talking about the airports. I want to come to the civil sector after this.
Yeah.
But airports,
Yeah.
besides the 80 airports plus the new airports, how else can you expand that in the airport segment itself?
Number one, there is a minimum requirement for every airport to be established.
Okay.
So fortunately, the equipment that we sell are the basic requirement for every airport to operate.
Got it.
Yeah, number one. I don't know if you noticed, we also started selling baggage handling systems.
Yes.
So we are increasing our footprint in the terminal equipment as well.
Right.
So we are in civil aviation airside. We are developing ourselves in terminal side. So we are now telling airports, like small airports like Vijaypura in Karnataka, for example, Ambigapur in Chhattisgarh. So we are telling them that, okay, we can also supply you terminal equipment. Then we are also in the field of customer enhancement experience for the bigger airports.
Okay.
So I would say the airside infrastructure, terminal equipment, and customer enhancement experience will be our focus for the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, that's just in the airport segment.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about civil in a minute or two. What if there's a fire that's spreading to maybe a 100-floor building in India? It doesn't exist, but let's say. How does a person on the 80th floor or the 90th floor be rescued, or how do they put off the fire?
Normally, anything about 50 to 60 meters high, yeah, or let's say worst case 70 meters, it's very unsafe for any rescue operations to continue.
Okay.
But in worst cases, you can see. So there are machines that will go up to 30 floors.
Okay.
The other issue that you asked is, you have a 100-storied building. You must have pressurized escape routes. So that means, let's say you are building a 100-story building, one staircase corridor, no lift, okay, no other mechanical systems. Pure staircase corridor has to be built with 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes or 1.5 hours fire rated materials.
Okay.
With pressurized. So there is no smoke, there is no fire.
Okay.
This has to be your escape route.
Okay.
Yeah. This has to be built part of the building.
Yeah.
Now, if today our builders community is not really ready for that. That is something they need to discuss with the
That's
government.
a different chapter.
Yeah, but according to National Building Code, any building above 15 meters is a high-rise building, and every municipal commissioner or every authority has to check before giving permission for a 15-meter or high building, whether you have a rescue solution. Yeah,
got it.
So one, you need to have inherent escape systems as part of the building.
Okay.
Second, you need to have rescue systems, because if you look at a city, not every building is 100-storied, or there are selective buildings that are 100-storied for technical reasons or whatever it is. But normally it is about 30 to 40 meters, 90% of the buildings.
Okay, yeah, of course.
If you have a machine that can reach fast and that can do this thing, you are covering about 95% population from a city or a town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but the problem that India faces is that we don't have enough fire trucks or fire stations. Before we started this, you said something interesting, that 17 million people rely on one truck.
One truck, yeah.
And in other countries, it's 2,000 people relying on one truck. Can you talk about that?
See, in case of a developed country, they say that an average, some villages have less people.
Yeah.
But at an average, around 1,500, 1,700 people, they have one fire engine.
Okay.
To do this. This is very, very conservative.
Yeah.
In India, I would say at least about 70 to 20 million. If you see the proportion of fire equipment versus the population that live in metro cities.
Yeah.
So it's a very, what you call, very skewed safety system infrastructure that is existing now. So India must grow and cover this up at least to a certain level.
Understood.
The average national response time for a developed country like Austria is about 5 minutes. You give a call to a fire department, that 111 or 222 number, whichever, in our case 101, the fire engine will be there in 5 minutes. Flat.
Okay.
National average.
Yeah.
I don't know if you give a call in Nariman Point or somewhere, you really have to see when it will come. It is not anybody's fault.
Yeah.
That's the way we grew, and that's the way we are organized now at the moment.
Okay.
Bangalore is still worse.
Yeah, traffic too.
Yeah.
The argument I see for your growth is that the airports, you're trying to sell more products and more services over there. Second area I see is that in the civil space, because the number of trucks, there is a huge underpenetration currently in India in terms of number of fire stations, and like I said, the number of trucks. There's a huge market for you to cater, given that you have the best manufacturer in the world tied up with you, equipment manufacturer in the world. What prevents Rosenbauer to set up their own manufacturing unit? Because they see India as the fastest growing market, you're doing really well. So why don't they just come directly? Why do they have to rely on you?
Sriram, the situation is vice versa. Europe, I always tell my friends, Europe is passing through a stage where they call it a silver generation.
Okay.
Silver generation is what you call, every other guy you see on the street has a gray hair, silver hair. Yeah. There's no young population.
Absolutely.
Even to meet their own needs.
Yeah.
We feel that pressure even in our after sales support.
Okay.
Many countries we are trying to help them to have a effective after sales. Secondly, for building a crash fare tender, according to how they build, they require about anyone, even if I tomorrow, I mean it's beyond my capacity, but it requires about 600 to 700 crore factory space, factory infrastructure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Thirdly, the technology, even if they established here, the world market for a crash fare tender, for example, is about 200, 250 numbers. Yeah. If you do not have that many numbers, India will consume actually we are having the best year in the entire history of our company. In the last 15 months, we solved something like 50 crash fare tenders. I never ever in my career have solved so many crash fare tenders. Yeah. Even if you have that for a few years, it will only cater to 20% of your capacity.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. Several manufacturing plants for the product all over the world. The scale of economy doesn't justify that.
Okay. So if now coming to a bit of financials, when I look at your FY25 results, income statement, cash flow statement, you're making a lot of profits. I think last time was 6 crores, 6.5 crores you did in profits, but then that's not translating to cash. Your cash is being burnt because your debtors are not paying you for a long time, like 120 days plus, and there's an inventory that's tied up for 200, 250 days. Because of that, even your cash flow from operating is negative 16 crores, let alone another 10 crores that goes into setting up this manufacturing unit we're sitting at. So given that you've already diluted from maybe 100% to 60%, you first did an IPO of 15 crores, then 24 crores of QIP, and you got a debt of around 8-9 crores. How do you plan to meet your working capital requirements and cash needs in the future?
This is a kind of a one-off situation. I'm not saying we will have a lot of working capital, but one-off situation in the sense that as of March 31st last year, we had several equipment ready for dispatch following the financial year.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was our first period of operation as a manufacturer.
Got it.
And as of March 31st, we had several machines ready and billing because this goes according to the budgetary cycle of our customers. So the March 31st results are a result of several equipment being ready and built and about to be delivered.
Okay.
But that happened towards the fag end of the financial year.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Basically because these are our customers work on yearly budgets.
Yeah.
And so we made it ready. We also went through a learning curve of getting some parts, some rejections, reworks, getting a part exchanged. So it went to the fag end of the financial year. That's probably why there are a lot of billings.
Okay.
And that is the time we finished most of the equipment and build up.
Got it. Got it. So in Q1 of FY25, you would have done 7.8 crores in revenue. And in Q1 of FY26, you have done 20 crores in revenue. This was released a couple of days back.
Yeah.
And this would, of course, require a lot of cash because it would be stuck in trade receivables and inventory. Because sales is increasing multifold, right? I'm talking about 3x, basically.
Yeah.
So are you well capitalized right now, or are you looking to raise immediate capital?
At the moment, if these equipment that we supplied, the invoices are, the monies are paid, then we must be able to scrape through with our working capital for whatever new orders that we have booked.
Yeah.
We are also getting an extended credit support from our traditional bankers who are standing by us.
Okay.
So, and especially seeing also the situation is that these are against received firm orders.
Yeah.
So banks are not really hesitant to support us through this.
Right.
So with a little bit of support of debt and the bills being paid to us, I think we should be able to meet the next financial year.
Okay.
We have to see how the other the following financial years are coming. But for the coming year,
no need.
We are kind of settled.
Yeah.
Still, like I said, we are expecting some more orders to come through.
Okay.
Then we will have to review that at that time. But at the moment, we are set.
Okay. And you've got a bank limit of up to 22 crores.
22, yeah.
And you've utilized 9 crores at the moment.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So what's interesting is that in Q1 FY25 there was zero revenues from manufacturing and selling that product, but now
right.
it is 12 crore,
Yeah.
which means that 12 out of 20. That's a huge amount.
That's right.
So it has ballooned really well for you.
Yeah.
And in the con call as well, and on the Q1 update that you did mention that you have 80 crores in orders. If it's an infra company, we know that, okay, 80 crores, we can divide it by 3 and find the revenues per year. This 80 crores, how will be recognized as revenues through the years?
This is all manufacturing. What you mentioned are most of them. I think about 50% are equipment that you get to India.
Okay.
You add value and pass it on to the customer.
Okay.
The other half, or maybe less than half, about 40, is completely to be manufactured in India. So there is a mix.
Okay.
Some are, so not entirely it is going to be a arrangement for raw materials. 40%, yes, we need 100% raw materials. Part of it will be made by our partners, and we will bring it to India for value addition.
Okay.
They are also greatly relieved that they can send a semi-finished product to India and depend on us to finish it and hand over to the customer.
Got it.
So it's not actually fully manufacturing all the 80 crores.
Yeah.
There is a healthy mix.
Okay.
Of some manufactured by our core things are manufactured by our OEM.
Yeah.
And then we add value.
Okay.
Some things we build on Indian platforms like a automotive chassis and other things and build it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year you did 50 crores.
Yeah.
And currently you have 80 crores of order book. In that
Right.
80 crores, what revenue will you recognize in FY26? Approx?
I think at least about 70%, 75% we should be able to finish, and
So like 56, 60 crores.
yeah, should be able to do that. More than that, I think 1 or 2 equipment is a long lead time item,
Okay.
but rest of the things we are trying to finish within the financial year.
Okay, so if you get 56 crores from there, in optimistic scenario, then you have the AMC as well as the spare parts sales.
Traditional business.
So how much would that contribute?
We are seeing year on year something like some of the year we jumped almost same quantity,
Okay.
but there are special circumstances.
Yeah.
Another area, what I'm very hopeful is remanufacturing.
Right.
There are quite a few machines that people don't want to throw away.
Yeah.
So considering all that, we should grow something like 20-25% minimum.
Okay. On a year-on-year
on the traditional basis.
Okay.
And another thing, I have not sat and calculated, but we have one of the best years in terms of sales.
Right.
Sale of fully assembled equipment.
Okay.
Yeah. The other day I was sitting with Emmanuel and my other colleague, Ginu, and we were just saying that can't believe that in 15 months we sold 51 airfield crash attenders. One of the most expensive pieces of equipment that you can sell.
Okay.
And this should really benefit us in the second half of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say the traditional business area also should do well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Maybe one of the unprecedented years for us.
Yeah. About to be.
About to be. Yeah.
Okay. How many trucks have you manufactured and sold in India, and how many are operational at the moment?
Say about 18. Not trucks. It's a mix. Some are like a heavy duty truck mounted equipment. One is a refurbishment of an equipment, but we did it almost like a new truck. Some are on SUVs.
Okay.
Some are like a towing type equipment.
Okay.
So it's a mix, something like 17, 18.
Is that what you sold?
The first year.
First year. That's last year, basically.
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was, I can't tell you the stress that we went through. Yeah.
I can still when I was in your meeting room. Anyways, so what is the average value of each of these products, each of these trucks that you sell? 5 crores, 10 crores, how much is it?
I would say something like an average of around 5 to 7 crores at an average.
So it's like $1 million equipment that you're selling each time.
Especially the higher end ones, yeah, they are about $1 million.
What prevents India from manufacturing such a very sophisticated truck? We've got everything, we've got the raw materials, we've got the labor, got the technology. What prevents us?
It's the size of the market. If you have an internal consumption, or at least a Southeast Asian consumption of something like 120 of this equipment, it makes sense. We have capable automotive industries here,
Yeah.
but the technology, especially for an airfield crash tender, is only in 2 or 3 companies in the world who have decided to invest on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very highly specialized field. It's not mass selling. It's
Okay.
handcrafted. Yeah.
Okay.
And you need to have a market size of a global requirement to be able to be effective and to make sense in the investment.
Okay.
So I don't think the Ashok Leyland or the Tata,
Yeah.
they are hands full on the normal trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very special truck.
Yeah.
This design was actually, the chassis design was from Freightliner, the
Okay.
Mercedes-Benz US subsidiary. When they heard that the world market is about 250 trucks, they said, please take the design and get out. Because for Mercedes, 250 is peanuts.
Right.
So they said, no, we don't want to, you take the design. I mean, I'm joking, but they said, no, this doesn't, because they are in batch production on production lines,
Yeah.
line after line. Huh?
Okay.
So they are not interested in this one. This is a very special type of equipment that are handcrafted with very experienced technicians.
Okay. So a couple of my last questions. You said there are 80 domestic international terminals. Then there are a lot of cargo plus private airstrips that comes to around 150 airports in total. And India is planning to increase it to 220 in the next couple of years. Do you think this is achievable, and what has stopped the rapid expansion in the number of airports till date?
I would say a realistic expectation would be to do around 30-35 airports in the next 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
That will be a realistic expansion.
Okay.
Because an airport requires land acquisition.
Okay.
This is a very extensive process in India.
Okay.
It needs regulatory approvals.
Okay.
It requires environmental clearance.
Okay.
So the process will take much longer time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 30-35 airports is a realistic possibility.
Got it.
But even that, we really have to work hard to catch up with that target.
Okay.
Yeah.
So second is, there are a lot of related party transactions that I've come across. So can you explain them? One company, I went to the ROC. They've stopped filing since 2022. Second is one more company that you have that you do related party transaction with. Can you explain about that?
Yeah. The first company, one of the companies, is a non-operational company which I was part of about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. We are asking the authorities the permission to completely wind up and close it.
Okay.
Or we are asking the authorities to ask the other partner to take over the complete company.
Okay.
So there is an existing directive from NCLT to the other party. Either you give it to Unnikrishnan or you buy it yourself. So
Okay.
that we are pursuing that matter. So it's a non-operational company. The second is that we have a lot of peripheral support that we require.
Okay.
For example, this facility here, to be in an operational condition, it needs to be constructed.
Yeah.
This was constructed based on the clear specifications of Austrian and German manufacturers. Okay. So we needed contractors who will listen to them and who will implement systems. And in the civil construction field, especially in a rural environment like this, we could not get any contractors who can do that.
Okay.
So we had to rely on a sister concern or like another company who will interact constantly with these OEMs and create facilities that which is required by them.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for example, next door we are building a lab. This lab is built exactly as per the requirement of our associates from Europe or from the US. So this is why we needed that support services of a unit that will listen to us fully.
Okay.
That is under our control. And that is a confidential information that remains with us. So this is one of the reasons
Okay.
for that. And we need to continue, because for a taxi service, for example, for a hospitality service, we don't need to use our special, let's say, qualified team to get into these menial jobs.
Absolutely.
So we are asking them to cater to us.
Okay. Are all these transactions done at arm's length, making sure they're not making huge margins out of these projects?
That is right. You know why? Most of the things, if you look at our purchases by our subsidiary companies, steel, cement, construction materials, and labor.
Yeah.
Labor. So, but the way it has to be done has to be according to a particular standard.
Right.
Okay. If you ask me, the raw materials and the that go into this thing is public knowledge.
Yes.
You
yes,
get cement at a particular price, you get a steel at a particular price, you get a taxi per kilometer rate at a particular price.
Right.
So there's nothing that we can overcharge or something like that. On the other hand, to use Anlon's team and their time into this service is
futile.
really a waste of talent and skills.
Got it.
So this is how it is there.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you.